White supremacy is defined as the belief that white people are superior to those of all other races and should therefore dominate society. This is what white supremacy used to look like, hidden behind masks and robes. Now, in 2017, white supremacy still exists, unmasked.
White lives matter! White lives matter!
In August of 2017, white supremacists gathered in Charlottesville, Virginia to protest the removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee. The rally took a turn for the worse when a white supremacist drove a car into a crowd of counter-protesters, leaving one person dead and many injured. The events in Charlottesville brought modern-day white supremacy to the forefront of American consciousness.
I believe just that event is just exactly what white privilege is, just being able to do that.
Honestly, I'm not very surprised just because, our president right now, he's a white supremacist, so why else? I'm not surprised that white supremacists feel comfortable in walking through the streets of Charlottesville and just showing who they are without having a mask on.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides.
On matters like this, you need to be explicit on America's stance, and he didn't give a stance on it. But I feel like him not giving a stance on it basically gave his stance, which is him being like, I'm okay with white supremacists roaming the streets of America.
Well, I think they feel empowered, which is unfortunate. But when you have a president who doesn't distinguish between haters like them and people who protest them and are in the right, and simply says, oh, well, there are people on both sides, that is completely unacceptable, but to them, it's music to their ears. And so I think that it makes them feel like they are a lot more popular than they actually are.
I think if they get to know me, they'll probably be like, oh, I like Abbas, even though he's black, but I like him. So I probably won't even talk to him about it until they get to know me, because I feel like just interacting with different people, you guys go to Blair, you never really thought who your best friend was going to be, but your best friend.
Even diverse and progressive areas like Montgomery County, Maryland, are not immune to displays of white supremacy. In November of 2017, flyers were posted outside of Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring, Maryland. The flyers read, "It's okay to be white." Similar flyers were posted at other schools around the country, part of a larger campaign to divide people.
The "It's okay to be white" flyers could be found all over the UC Davis campus.
Signs saying it's okay to be white appearing on the campus of Florida Gulf Coast University.
The incident sparked debate and reflection for students at Montgomery Blair High School.
It's kind of frustrating to see, just because right now there is a lot of debate amongst immigrants and minorities, and just the fact that someone plastered posters up saying it's okay to be white when white people aren't the ones that are being targeted right now it's just angering.
I think that it is okay to be white, but it's also okay to be black. It's also okay to be Hispanic, but hate is not okay, and we definitely won't allow that at Blair.
Blair is a very diverse high school, and with more diversity comes more perspectives.
The majority of people at Blair are minority, and a small percentage is Caucasian. So I definitely think that maybe they don't want that type of diversity in their communities.
I work next to the school. I work at the firehouse right next door. One of the things that I love to see is how a whole group of students go to school, leave school, play sports on the field behind, or just go to the McDonald's or 7-Eleven nearby together. And that to me is always a good sign. I hope that things like this do not divide the school. We don't want these people to win.
Well, since the incident, students have been having interracial dialogues, and it's been helping us, and it's been helping us become like a unit instead of dividing us. I don't think it really affected students at Blair that much. They still are friends with their friends. It doesn't matter what skin color they are.
Charlottesville was a disaster because someone died. But shortly after that, there was another neo-Nazi and white supremacist rally in Boston. And those jokers were outnumbered and shouted down by thousands of thoughtful people. That second time, it was a complete disaster for them. To me, that was a victory of free speech and a real hopeful sign for the way the United States should be, where if anybody does want to spew this garbage, oh, they have the right to say it, but thousands of us have the right to shout back.